Okay. So earlier we have seen to create web application from console. Okay. And the steps are, okay, what are the steps when we create a web application? What we need? What are the requirements? One is web server, right?
Yes, web server, web page.
Web page we will need. It means index.html, right?
Yes.
And to start that web server, right?
Yes.
So these are the prerequisite we need to while creating web application. Okay. So the same way we will now write the steps first. Okay. So to create a web application, if we are launching Amazon Linux instance, okay, we will need to install it from yum repository. Yum install httpd, right?
Means it's the Apache, na?
Apache, the name is okay, same. It is web server is same. In Amazon Linux, it is HTTPD. In Ubuntu, it is Apache.
Nginx.
Apache. Okay. So yum install HTTPD. Now, when you install, when you execute this command, it will ask for your permission, right?
Yes.
And you give yes as a flag. Okay. All right. So we'll see that how once our web server is installed. Okay. You know where the index.html, what is the path? It is /var/www/html.
HTML.
Here is the index.html. Okay.
Yes.
So index.html is here in this path. So before that, okay. Now in the index.html, you can create it using touch, right? But you also want to enter the data. Use the echo command. Enter the data in double quotes. For example, demo web page. Okay. And enter it into your index.html file. Okay, which you have in this path. var www.html index.html. Okay.
Yes.
Give the entire path. After that, start the web server. Okay, you can start the web server after installing the HTTPD as well. Okay.
Yes.
So to start the web server, your command is systemctl start HTTPD. Right.
The other command also, service HTTPD start also its work.
Service is the command in Ubuntu. Okay. And in Amazon Linux, it is systemctl.
Okay.
Okay. Now you have started the web server. When you are
Sumit, we also pull our code from Git repository, na?
we can
We can pull our codes from Git repository for that.
yes, you can pull the code if it is stored in the Git repository, right? I mean GitHub. You can pull that. So, but right now we are saying if we are passing the script from user data. Okay. Earlier we have seen if we are creating our installing, we are doing all these steps. Okay, scratch steps from console. I
Okay.
mean from terminal itself.
Actually, I'm asking that I have the question, so I ask that. Except we write that script, can I?
We can simply pull the code
Yes,
from
yes.
our version control system, GitHub. Right. It is also the way, and if we are writing the steps on terminal itself, okay, we are writing this steps, right? So earlier, you know that you also have to do some this step like sudo su, right? To give the root permission or to log in as a root, right? This step.
Yes.
And after that, you write these steps. And then your web application is launched, right? So while you are, so why are we, what is the difference while we are passing all, we can pass all these commands, okay, rather than manually doing it, doing the operation one by one, you can pass the entire code from your user data, okay, as a script. So user data is the field which is on your EC2 instance, okay, page. When you launch, when you have not launched the instance, okay, you find there the field named as user data, okay. Now this user data is already, okay, whatever script you are writing, okay, whatever the code you are giving in your user data, you are giving it to a root user by default. So no need to give this sudo su. Now all this code is going to be run on bash script, right? I mean bash kernel, right? So let the kernel know that we want to run this code from bash kernel, okay? Write this line hash exclamation slash bin slash
Yes.
bash, okay. So here you are suggesting that we are going to execute this code on this bash terminal, which is present in this bin directory, okay. Its path is bin bash. Now what is this hash and exclamation? Okay, I will write here. You know, C hash means C sharp, right? You call C hash as C sharp, right? And this exclamation, okay, it is termed as bang, okay. So the name is like Shaban. Hash exclamation in Shaban, like this, okay. So with this notation, your whatever script you are writing, okay, below this hash exclamation bin bash, okay, your kernel will automatically know that you want to execute this code from bash terminal, okay. Okay, means bash kernel will process this, okay. So if your code is, okay, you want Python interface, okay, so you will refer as Python, okay. Right now your code is being executed on bash terminal, so bin bash, okay. All these commands are going to be run from bash terminal, right? So if you are passing all these commands in one go from your user data, okay, it means that you are not there to give the permission when this command is being executed, yum install httpd, that yes, I want to install this, okay. So earlier you can pass the flag as -y, okay. Yum install httpd -y will say yes to install, okay, and the application web server will be installed automatically. After that, this message will be entered to your index.html, okay, which is not there. If it is not there, it will be created empty file, and in that this message will be printed, okay. And all this operation is being done by this append operator, okay, which you also call as forward caret symbol. systemctl start httpd, you have started the web server, and after that systemctl enable httpd. Okay, this command, using this command you enable the web server. It means that though you stop your instance again, okay, you do not need to start the web server again when your instance is running. Okay, so every time instance state is changed, like instance state is stopped or it is rebooted, your web server, you do not need to restart it again and again. Once your instance is running, it will be running by default. Okay, your web server will keep running by default using this command. Okay, so earlier do start httpd and then keep enable httpd. Okay, so using these 5 commands, now here before installing the httpd you can also do yum update. Okay, once the yum repository is updated, okay, then install the httpd, then enter the message, start the httpd and enable the httpd. Let us see on, okay, let us see the lab. So this is your web app. Wait a minute. Amazon Linux, you are using t2.micro. Key pair you can give either or a role. Okay, in default VPC with public IP enable. Okay, for your web server, you know you will need HTTP traffic rule to allow in your security group. Okay, as you have not given the key pair, so you will be giving this role. Okay, now here is the last field, which is user data. Okay, so either you can write the file in your local system and choose the file. Okay, or you can simply enter the script here. Okay, whatever. Now your instance is connected. Okay. Just either you can use the public IP address or this public DNS. Okay, so your script is executed. So remember, that your script is executed. Okay, so it will run sequentially. Okay, if either any command do not uh, run successfully, the next commands will not be run. Okay, will not be running. So you can also check if your script is not running, you can also check its logs. Okay. This is the log directory. From cloud init output log. Or PD. Okay. In this HTTPD, you can see the logs, access logs. Okay. If your application is running, you can see the access log. If your application is not running, you can see this error. And you can see this get request. These are the access logs. Okay. You can also see by changing the state of your instance. Now this public IP must have changed. You know, this is the dynamic public IP, right? Let us see what is the public IP. New public IP. It's 18, right? Copy this one. It is there, right? So you do not need to start your web server this time as you have enabled the web server. Okay, see this shutting down graceful error. When it is restarted, okay, again the access logs are same. Okay, guys. So this is what user data you can use to run your application. Okay. So your manual efforts are overcome and you can launch your application simply from your user data. Any doubt here?
No,
No.
Sumit. No, Sumit.